Good evening and welcome. Our big focus on this special program, the AgustaWestland scam. The veteran European Affairs journalist Vaiju Narawane, someone who has covered the AgustaWestland hearings in court, joins me as we look at key parts of the VIP chopper judgment parts which she has translated for us. The big question remains, is there a direct link between Congress leaders and the scam, or is mention of their name not an indicator of guilt? Also in all of this, let's not forget about the role of Air Chief Marshal Shashi Tyagi, the former Air Chief. Parts of the judgment are extremely direct on his role in the scam. Tyagi, the judgment states, was a likely beneficiary of bribe money along with his cousin brothers. But I should also mention in this stage that we have now been able to get a direct reference of Amit Patel, the secretary of Sonia Gandhi. Yesterday we had brought you a document which I can show you over here, which showed a purported money trail. And in this purported money trail, there was, let me just bring it across to this camera, there was mention of AP over here. Now the Congress party has maintained that AP can in fact be anyone. But there are other parts of the judgment as well, which we have gone through today, where the name Amit Patel is mentioned absolutely clearly over here. AP corresponds to Amit Patel. It's clearly what the document says over here. So there is mention of Amit Patel. The question is, what is the significance of this? We're going to go through this in a mile. I'm just going to pass this on to you. That key part, Vaiju, on Amit Patel that you've been able to actually come across in the last little while, what exactly is the translation? What is the significance of this mention?
Well, the judge is actually speaking to Hashke. The judgment
Hashke being one of the middlemen.
One of the middlemen. The judgment has several sections and it reproduces the interrogation of Hashke, which took place. And in that, the judge is asking Hashke. There are two letters, one which was written by Christian Michel to Peter, the representative of AgustaWestland in Delhi, where Sonia Gandhi's name is mentioned, but which is a typical lobbying letter. Nothing can be deducted from it. The other note, which is not a letter, it's just this note which you showed our viewers just now, is a kind of budget that Christian Michel and Hashke made up together, saying this is the amount of money we are going to have to spend if we need the contract. And therefore they are budgeting. How much will we give the army, how much will we give the family, and how much will we give AP?
Let me interrupt you there. AP. Let's hear what AP Amit Patel had to say today.
AP figures in the notes, the judgment, that copy that is being circulated by BJP asking, is that Amit Patel, is that you?
What is the proof? How can they say the AP means Amit Patel?
No, I'm not saying this.
Do they have any proof?
BJP
They should come out with some proof. AP, lot of APs are there. I can give a lot of hundreds of names, How can they say that?
Well, Amit Patel has also said, hang me if there is an iota of evidence. The question is this has all appeared in a judgment, but is this evidence enough for our courts, or is just a mention of names over here enough to implicate anyone? That's the larger issue we'll be looking at. I'm going to introduce my panel at this stage before we go across to a story. Pawan Khera, pro-Congress political analyst with us over here. Vaiju, I've already introduced. Dr. Ajay Kumar, spokesperson of the Congress with us. Ashok Malik, the senior journalist with us. As also Tarun Vijay, Rajya Sabha MP of the BJP. I'd like to thank all of you very much. We are going to be looking at this very, very carefully, the mention, the reference to Amit Patel, and also the very damaging role of the former chief of air staff. We'll be getting to all of that in a moment. This was huge in Parliament today. The mention of Sonia Gandhi was directly taken. Is the evidence strong against her and others in the Congress?
A defiant Sonia Gandhi, now directly in the firing line of the government, took her opponents head-on today.
I am not afraid of anyone cornering me because there is no base to that cornering. All what they are saying, all the accusations they are throwing at us, they are false. They amount to calumny. I'm saying the government is there for the last 2 years. What are they doing? The inquiry is there. Why don't they complete it?
The battle lines already drawn in Parliament this morning. First, known Gandhi beta Subramanian Swamy in his maiden speech targeting Sonia Gandhi in the Augusta scam.
You know that the name of the member, one of a member of the other house should not be taken here. A member who cannot come and defend here should not be taken.
Though the Speaker expunged his remarks, he made it clear this was the government's top priority.
All should be questioned. Some may be guilty, some may not be guilty, but they will all be questioned, including Ms. Sonia Gandhi.
The Congress focused on a letter by alleged middleman Christian Michel to Prime Minister Modi and his claim of a meeting between the Prime Minister and the Italian PM, denied by the Finance Minister.
Mr. Modi had offered a deal to free the two Italian Marines on trial for killing Indian fishermen in exchange for information against the Gandhi family.
No such meeting at all has been held.
As allegations and counter-allegations continue, this is part of a larger political strategy. The government to focus on Agusta, Ishrat Jahan and Karti Chidambaram's alleged financial dealings, and the Congress arming themselves with Uttarakhand and Indo-Pak foreign policy.
It's a face-off between the Congress and the BJP, and with the gloves off, the ultimate casualty will be the parliament session and legislative business of the government. With camera persons N. Ravi and Suresh Kumar NS, Sunil Prabhu, NDTV.
All right, my colleague Nupur Tiwari joins me now live from Milan. My colleague Sunitha Chaudhary joins me over here in Delhi. Nupur, let me come to you first. Key point, the money trail. What in the judgment potentially indicates that the money trail led back to political leaders over here in Delhi, in India, possibly the Gandhi family? Is there anything definitive?
So you were talking about the evidence a while ago. Now what is very clear is that this evidence has been considered by the Italian judges as enough and sufficient to actually put these senior ex-CEO of Finmeccanica, Giuseppe Orsi, as well as Bruno Spagnolini of AgustaWestland, to give them prison sentence of 4.5 and 4 years respectively, and also to ask them to pay 7.5 million euros each. Now, the Italian court has said that they are guilty of international corruption and of false invoices. Now, this false invoice thing is important precisely because it's a money trail that goes to Tunisia, which is what middleman Guido Hashke had a firm in Tunisia which received this money, which was intended to actually pay bribes in India. And this money is supposed to have gone to Tunisia and come to India via Mauritius. So this is a trail that I think Indian investigators are going to be looking at. The other important evidence is, of course, the whole trove of documents that were found in Hashke's mother's house, and these are some of the documents that made explicit mention of politicians. In fact, there is a fax that was sent by the other middleman, Christian Michel, who mentioned Sonia Gandhi as the driving force for the choppers and mentioned that the UK ambassador will be approaching a close associate of hers. So these are documents, and not only that, also the recordings that were made in which Guido Hashke and the other middleman, Carlo Gerosa, are talking to
Okay, we're going to come back to Nupur in a while, try and get her on the phone line. The Skype link, Nupur, is a bit tenuous. But let me just come back to you before I get a Congress reaction. Just the direct mention of Amit Patel over there, can you just read out that particular link?
Well, the prosecutor is asking Mr. Hashke, who are these people who have been mentioned in that budget list that you have made? And then he says, I went and looked up AP could be Ahmed Patel as according to the internet.
And Hashke is telling the judge this, or is the judge?
Hashke says to the judge,
yes.
Every time he's asked about who is AP, he says, I do not know. Hashke has said all the time, I do not know who AP is. The question is, if there is this budget, which is a clear intention to corrupt, and there you have the DRDO and various other officials, you have the family of Tyagi and others mentioned, and the AP is mentioned, then by extrapolation or by extension, you can say that yes, perhaps AP could relate to Mr. Ahmed Patel.
Could be Mr. Ahmed Patel.
Could be.
And that's what the translation is.
That's what the translation is.
All right. Let me just get a quick reaction from the Congress party on this. Dr. Ajay Kumar, Mr. Ahmed Patel today said that he denies any involvement. He says that hang me if any evidence is found. But there is mention over here. How do you respond to a direct mention of his name beyond AP?
Look, Vishnu, first question, if you look at it, that these documents were there in the public domain for the past 2 years. And now that the Bharatiya Janata Party is spinning this web of stories, if you remember LK Advani, the Hawala case had LK as an initial which was thrown out of the court. But in case of even the person who is producing the paper says, I saw it on the internet. I mean, can you, and now we are extrapolating. A search on the internet is equal to Mr. X, Y, or Z.
This is not a source on the internet.
He says, I don't know, I don't know.
Dr. Kumar, there is no source on the internet. I'll tell you the source of this copy was from the office of the prosecutor. That is what is being translated.
One sec, Vishnu, I understood. What I'm trying to say was like Baiju was saying before this, that Hashke in his statement says, I don't know. I looked at the AK in the internet. That's the statement of the person whose papers you are relying on. So this whole web of deceit and the Bharatiya Janata Party's ability to twist this whole story. Then what about James Michel, who's saying that the Prime Minister asked the Italian Prime Minister to give him information?
No, Amit Patel says
and the whole issue why the Bharatiya Janata Party is twisting. Bharatiya Janata Party is twisting this whole issue is because they are the dearest friends of the AgustaWestland.
Okay, one sec. We'll come to that part about whether or not they're twisting the entire thing. But Mr. Tarun Vijay, would you not agree?
So my question, Vishnu, Vishnu, give me.
Yes.
Vishnu, give me 30 seconds.
Yes. Just 1 minute, Ajay, I'll come back to you. We've got an entire hour to discuss this. I'll come back to you. I need to get the BJP in over here. It's only fair that I give equal time to everybody. Mr. Vijay, is it not, however, a very fair argument that, look, mention of a political leader on a legal document doesn't imply guilt? There is nothing in the judgment that says Sonia Gandhi is guilty, that Amit Patel is guilty. It doesn't even say that the air chief is guilty, even though there are damaging parts relating to him. So is the BJP jumping the gun in saying that the mention alone is something indicative of something serious?
If there is nothing wrong in it and the Congress people think they are innocent, why are they reacting so angrily? They should cooperate in their investigations. The judgment has come out and it says about Signora. Now any Signora cannot be in Arunachal Pradesh or in Bundelkhand or in the Nilgiri Hills. Signora has got to be in Delhi, who is a power station. Who can that Signora be? There are circumstantial evidences. Now they are mentioning about AP. AP cannot be some Angela Prasad in Mizoram. AP has got to be someone who is having a hand in the deal.
Pointed out, AP is Amit Patel. That's established, sir. We can say Amit Patel is established.
Let it be investigated properly. It's a matter of national shame. It's a Kargil-like attack on India's honor and on our security vitals. It's a corruption, terrorism against India.
Okay, Ajay Kumar, quickly react to that.
Thoroughly.
It's an attack on India's honor. Ajay Kumar, react to that before I go across to Sunitha Chaudhary. Yes.
Vishnu, the corruption, terrorism is in the Bharatiya Janata Party, the removing of blacklisting. The 2 years they're sitting on the CBI case, they have not moved an inch. They have been doing everything possible from 2003. Let me complete, Mr. Vijay. From 2003, why the BJP is nervous? Congress is not angry. We are trying to tell you that why are you trying to deceive this country? For the first fact is, I'll put some facts in front of you, Vishnu. 2003, the process of reducing the height started during Mr. Vajpayee's government. That put up the paper in public domain. When did the height reduction of the AgustaWestland helicopter started? What was CBI doing for 2 years? All these documents were there in the public domain for 2 years. The issue is lies, and repeated lies. They believe that the country.
All right, okay. Well, one part of this,
the judgment didn't come 2 years before.
In a moment,
the judgment has come now.
It's a very important part as far as one of the key middlemen, Christian Michel, is concerned. I need to go across to our correspondent Sunitha Chaudhary, who's been tracking this part very closely. Christian Michel is in the United Arab Emirates, we are told. He is in fact in hiding. There is a red corner notice from Interpol for him. He is the primary middleman here. It is from him that all of this money has allegedly been funneled to India. Why did he write to the Prime Minister a few months back? Sunitha, what did he say?
Well, the November 2015 letter isn't new. It has come about, and what has been reported is perhaps a hint, and his indication, which has been denied by Finance Minister Arun Jaitley, of course, today, is that perhaps there was a give and take that, Christian Michel suggests that the Prime Minister, when he met the Italian Prime Minister, said that if you help us in nailing the Gandhi family, then we will in turn show some leeway in the Italian Marines case. That has today been denied by Finance Minister Arun Jaitley. But why the letter written in November 2015 to Prime Minister Modi is back at the center of the political storm, of course, is because now certain other aspects in that letter written by Christian Michel are being highlighted by the opposition and the government. For example, one of the aspects of it is he says that, look, because CBI wants me now, why have they issued these non-bailable warrants against me now? Because what has happened is that in court in October 2014, when the NDA government was there and when in the lower courts the case was lost, India made it very, very clear that at that time the representatives were in court of India and they said they don't want to pursue an appeal. So Congress is saying to the government, look, these documents, this is Exhibit 14, which is there in the judgment. These documents have been in the public domain for the last 2 years. Why is it that the government is only showing interest now? They're also pointing out that aspect in the letter where he says that the mentioned harsh case letter about Sonia Gandhi may not have been true. So politically, it is important for the Congress. However, the government is very clear that this shows manipulation during the UPA tenure, and they will keep using it politically. But it's interesting that this note has again become very, very important.
Mr. Tarun Vijay, let me ask you this. At a time when you're attacking the Congress in this manner, why haven't you completely banned and blacklisted AgustaWestland or its parent firm, Finmeccanica?
Everything will be done. Let more startling and more shocking facts come to you tomorrow. The Congress people are not allowing us to speak in the House.
Yes.
And they are trying to block our minister and all those. We have a complete data with us, complete documentation with us. You must understand, these are the people who changed the affidavit to attack BJP of Ishrat Jahan. They are against the security of the country.
Tarun sir, let's focus on helicopters. Let's focus on helicopters, Mr. Vijay. Let's not talk about Ishrat Jahan now. We can certainly talk about it.
Their real motive.
Yes, go ahead, Mr. Khera.
The real motive is, come what may, come what may.
Tarun, on Ishrat Jahan, you went on the word of David Headley, a terrorist. Will you go on the word of Christian Michel here,
to attack their political opponents?
Will you go on the word of Christian Michel, the middleman who says the Prime Minister of India met the Prime Minister of Italy just to settle some political scores with the Gandhi family? Where are the Italian Marines? The proof of the pudding lies in the eating. Where are the Italian Marines? The Italian Marines are not in India. They are not in any Indian jail. They are settled back in their village in Italy. Why? Why are the Italian Marines not in India?
One moment, Ashok, yes.
One sec. See, first of all,
what Michel wrote, and he wrote about Signora. Who is Signora? Why are you afraid of exposing Signora?
But you're confusing things, Mr.
Tarun
Vijay. You're confusing things.
You're
confusing things. There are
Not 2 years.
letters.
The Italian judgment has come now.
Mr. Tarun
The
Vijay,
judgment has come now.
All right. Everybody, you can't speak all at the same time. Bring down everybody's sound, please. One moment, everybody wait. There's no point in shouting. Nobody can hear anything. One at a time. Ashok Malik. Ashok Malik first. Yes.
They are the culprits.
Two or three points. I want to respond to something Ajay said. He brought in the Vajpayee government and how it has changed the specifications. Let's go back to that period. Yes. I want to completely exonerate the Vajpayee government from my understanding. Because that was a single vendor situation which Bradesh Mishra thought to best to address by changing specifications so that more people came in, more vendors came into the play. I don't think there was any allegation of wrongdoing against Bradesh Mishra or the Vajpayee government at that point, as far as I understand. Just a moment, please. Second, the implication or the assessment that AP equals Amit Patel, as far as I know, has not been made by a middleman or by Mr. Hashche.
It's been made by the judge.
It's been made by the prosecutor, who, on the basis of perhaps internet research, perhaps something else we don't know, but he is a responsible legal officer. He may be wrong, but he is a responsible legal officer. He's not just a middleman or just someone who's writing a letter out of the blue.
Okay.
At the very least, this calls for a detailed investigation. And I think Mr. Amit Patel's role will have to be investigated as part of that.